So, dear Ambassador Magravana, Dean of the African Ambassadors, dear Nuncio Alberto Bottari da Castello, Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, dear African and Hungarian friends all around, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, thank you for your very kind words, Ambassador. Also, thank you for this invitation. Thank you for this unique opportunity to join you all to celebrate. And as has just been said, this is an opportunity to join not all of you present here, but to join the millions and millions of people worldwide who are now celebrating the African Day. It is a very, very special year, which is the year of the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the Organization of African Unity, the predecessor of the African Union. It will be a long exercise to go all through these 5 decades, the history of African. At the time for very long speeches. Having seen all the preparations around and outside, I think that you do not expect now a very, very long speech, but I'm afraid I still have to deliver a speech, because if you are a minister, you are obliged. So, but still, it is perhaps an opportunity to think a little bit about Africa, about the relationship between Africa and Hungary, and indeed the relationship between Africa and Europe. So it's a historic journey of the last 50 years, and it perhaps invites also us, Hungarians, to renew our vision about Africa and to further explore the opportunities of a strengthened partnership, responding at the same time to challenges of the rapidly changing world. The last 50 years of Africa, as it has just been referred to, were marked by overcoming the remnants of colonization, building independent states, providing a better life for the present and also for the future generations. The foundation of the Organization of African Unity reflected the recognition that the real power of this most diverse continent lies in the cooperation and joint action of its nations. Africa combines diversity in unity. History, civilizations, and culture of its peoples living north and south of the Sahara all together form the unique face of the continent. Their partnership and co-ownership of the fate of the continent provide the inexhaustible source that will guide Africa further on its journey in the 21st century. It may well belong to all of us if we take advantage of the positive effects of globalization, free trade, investment, development, cooperation, legal migration, partnership with a rising Africa, and all that offers huge opportunities for Europe and indeed for Hungary. As we all know, Africa has become a successful continent. Many of its countries reached a spectacular economic and social performance in the first decade, especially of the third millennium. Rapid economic development, highest growth rate in many countries in the world, new industries, expanding markets, and a global outreach. Many of the African countries at the same time have successfully engaged in a process of democratization, good governance, comprehensive political and social reforms. Africa's voice is now much, much stronger than ever in all international fora, thanks to the concerted efforts of the African Union and indeed of its member states. At the same time, Africa, as all the other continents, continues to face multiple challenges: famine, healthcare, climate change, terrorism, radicalism, extremism, separatism, and so on. I'm absolutely sure that Africa is able to cope with all these challenges under the leadership of the African Union, with the contribution of all members of the Union, and also with the participation of not only the political elites, not only politicians, but also business, also civil actors, and the whole society. Hungarians fully share the view that Africa is able to promote peace, security, human rights, good governance, and inclusive economic development, not only in the continent, but also outside of that. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations Millennium Development Goals are the international guidelines for development. Hungary agrees with its stronger focus on assisting the least developed countries in their efforts to join the group of the emerging ones. We participate in the UN-led peacekeeping missions on the continent, and we have been offering financial contribution to the specialized UN agencies to handle the problems of refugees and famine on the continent. Building partnership with other global players serves the interests of the continent. The EU is a reliable, value-oriented partner of the African countries in addressing continental challenges, particularly those of development, terrorism, and migration. Africa is much, much closer to Europe than we might sometimes think. There is more in this statement than just geographic proximity. Cultural, linguistic affiliation between our continents is a fundamental fact of our lives. The late Léopold Senghor, Senegalese poet and statesman, coined the term Eurafrica, and he was right. The strengthened partnership of Europe and Africa will help promoting stability, good governance, respect for human rights, and the interests of women and youth as preconditions for improving the life of citizens on the continent. As a member of the EU, we take an active part in shaping the EU's overall Africa policy. We look forward to the third EU-Africa Summit to be organized in Brussels next year, and will take part in its preparations. Hungary shall contribute to the 11th European Development Fund with more than 100 million euros. It is the main source of EU development aid for the African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. Most of it is directed to Africa. Hungarian participation to the EU training mission in Mali proves also our commitment in deeds to the security of that country, as well as to the others in the Sahel belt. We support the countries of the Arab Spring. Stability and prosperity, democratic governance in the north will have a positive impact on the whole continent. Our comprehensive approach towards Africa means more intensive cooperation with our main partners, the number of which is now increasing. We will intensify our relations also with the rapidly emerging countries. The global character of African challenges is related to water. The Budapest Water Summit to be held next October will be dedicated to this universal issue. It will enhance global thinking and will assist the handling of water issues more successfully. Large participation of African countries is expected at this summit as well. A visible proof of all these efforts will be, as just said, the Budapest Africa Forum. It will be held soon with an unprecedented participation and agenda. A venue for an exchange of views among government members coming from a number of countries, as well as senior representatives of the EU, along with experts on African politics, economics, and culture. It will reflect, I believe, our commitment to a better future of Africa and Africans through a strengthened partnership based on the awareness that we live in an age where we are inextricably interconnected by common interests, be it trade, finances, tourism, culture, science, education, or indeed common challenges. I wish to see you all there and at the related scientific and cultural events that will send a strong message of friendship to Africa from my country. Therefore, I have all the good reasons to be optimistic regarding the future of Africa and Hungarian-African relations. Again, I thank you for the invitation, thank you for your kind attention, and wish you a very, very pleasant and successful evening. Thank you again.